Imagine it's your 8th birthday party. You have one unopened gift left. What could it be? You open it, and it's a Nintendo Wii. What do you play first?
Let's go!
Driving games are hard, right? I mean, you would think that they're easy because there's less buttons that you actually need to use. The purpose of the game is to just pick it up and start playing. And if you actually drive, it should be simple because most people drive every day, so it can't be too bad in the game. But for some reason, I am terrible at them. But why? When I play racing games, it just feels clunky but smooth. Like the road is made out of butter. I'm just like gliding across it, which I know is kind of the point of it, but I just can't grasp that idea. And it's slightly different for each game in this genre. So Gran Turismo is more quote unquote realistic. So you need to slow down around sharp turns or actually make impressive drifts. But for me, that's the biggest problem. Drifting. Because oh my goodness, why is drifting so hard? You hold one button to go and a different button to brake. And sometimes the brake is also the drift, but not always. It feels like 95% of the challenge of these games for me is steering and timing. And if you know nothing about racing like I do, you typically keep the racing lines on. That way you know what the best route is to go to win. But it's kind of like in Cyberpunk, you're not always paying attention to the world or exactly where you're going or the scenery around you. You're just focused on this bright yellow line that's showing you where to go, which takes away a bunch. And it's also really difficult for me to pay attention to anything else. I'm just looking at the line like, okay, this is where I'm going. And I know I can turn the difficulty down, and I do that sometimes, but I feel like that takes away from the challenge and the satisfaction of actually winning a race. And I don't like that. I want to have fun playing the game, but sometimes it's too hard to have fun. And I keep buying all these racing games when they go on sale because I think that I'll grow to love them. But I actually just become more infuriated than anything. It's like, oh, I spent money and I suck at the game. My biggest gripe with Need for Speed Unbound is everything feels too slick. I start drifting and I don't really stop. I just keep sliding, which is annoying for players trying to learn how to drift because they give you all the instructions you need. They show you the button to do it and you have the freedom to learn, which is great. Give me the basics and I'll learn from there. But I just can't. Like, I know it's a skill issue. It's definitely user error, but I don't understand it. I just can't do it. I press the button and I just feel like I start sliding away, and maybe it's the steering. With the new Crew game, Crew Motorfest, for instance, I feel the same exact way. I can kind of drift, but not really. Like, I get up to speed, and then I don't really slow down because that feels lame. Like, it's a racing game. Let's get as fast as possible to get in the front. And isn't that the point, to go as fast as possible? So maybe patience is my problem, because I love the idea of racing games and I really want to drift. It's awesome. Like, it's cool to look at. You really feel cool doing it and it feels great. A feeling I've not yet achieved somehow. I mean, kind of. We'll touch back on that later. Now, I absolutely love the customization in these games. Dressing up supercars that you may never see close up in real life, let alone even drive, is amazing. There's hardly any limit to the customization, which keeps me interested for a bit until I realize I can't drive to save my life and end up quitting anyways. So I am jealous of people that are good at these games, specifically the newer lineup, being Need for Speed Unbound, Gran Turismo 7, and the Crew Motorfest, because they're all spectacles. Like, all these games are absolutely beautiful, and all the car models are astoundingly made. In particular, I love the unique art direction for the Need for Speed Unbound game. It makes it pop, stand out, yet I can't play it unless I'm on a very easy difficulty because I just run into walls and obstacles, and and get passed by everyone, and then I get upset and angry, and I'm just gonna blame it on my awful depth perception, because the mechanics are cool and simple, yet I still cannot figure them out for the life of me. And same goes for Motorfest too. The setting's cool, all the race types give you more game to work with. You can actually drive way more, I guess, normal vehicles in a sense, because you can off-road, etc. You get like trucks and stuff. Yet my favorite of these games is Gran Turismo 7, which is odd because I actually really hate the slower pace of more realistic races. Yet for me, it's still the most enjoyable. I really do like the slow buildup of earning new cars and challenges and all that. I guess because it keeps me the most entertained. And that's, at the end of the day, that's all these games are made for. People that love cars, love racing, and they're really easy to pick up and just start, and they're fun. Unless you're me, because I'm a noob or something. I don't know. But these games feel difficult. Yet there are two that fill this racing itch for me. So if you're like me in any regard to racing games, maybe this will help you. Hot Shot Racing is an amazing polygon-based racing game. It's very fun, and it kind of takes away the pressure of like certain models of cars. It's like, oh, I want to drive a BMW because I like BMWs. You aren't worrying about how cool your car really looks or if it has the best engine, etc. You're picking based almost purely off of stats and how you play, which helps me tremendously. I feel like I can actually drift around comfortably, and it's a great couch/co-op game. Not to say that the others aren't, this just felt more widely accepted with the people I played it with. The level design is pretty cool, the drivers are interesting, and the driving itself felt really easy for me, which felt great. But what feels even better? Mario Kart, baby. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. How could I make a video like this and not talk about it? I know this is a whole different spectrum of racing due to the items and the nature of the game, but it's the most infuriating, fun, and rewarding game. There are a ton of minor inconveniences that can kill the fun, like bumping, stuff like that. But there's a ton of character and kart stats that affect how the game plays, which you do kind of have to take into consideration. All the characters are fun and iconic, and the tracks are obviously amazing. The drifting feels much easier considering it is targeted towards kids more. This game is, however, more luck and item based than anything. I mean, you do have to be good at the game, obviously, but you can fall back on your items. Another excuse for me, though, is I grew up playing this game, so I will be better at it than the others, but I am slowly losing hope for the other games. I keep playing them and revisiting, and I can't grasp them. Yeah, these two games I can, and they're fun. So do you guys have any tips on how to game plan for the other games? What makes you enjoy them, or why you enjoy them, or why you play them? I'd love to hear your thoughts on them and why you think driving games are not hard, because I definitely feel like people don't relate to feeling like driving games are hard, but they are, okay? I promise. Thank you guys for watching. Drop a little subscribe or something. Thanks for listening. Y'all have a great day.